It me two times.
Hey, Olivia. Yeah.
Yeah, no,
You're here twice.
yeah, I have to do it like that. I mute myself on the second, but I need to go pick up my daughter in half an hour, so I put on the mobile to follow after.
Ah, gotcha. Yeah, we're been busy creating this one. This is going to be a good one, but so you don't want to miss this one. Obviously, it's all recorded and stuff, but how's it going
Yeah,
anyway?
but it's always taking an hour and a half after
I
to go
know,
back
I
into
know,
it, so I prefer live always.
and I always say it's going to take you like an hour, and it never takes me an hour, does it?
Mhm.
What's been happening over in the Netherlands? Have you got the beautiful rain that we've got now?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Why is it very echo? I mute myself. I don't understand.
No, you're still live here, but your other one's muted.
No, exactly. So that's why I don't understand why I have that echo in my
Oh,
ear.
you have the echo. Okay,
Yeah,
gotcha.
yeah. Oh, maybe Matt said, but I will check it out. But yeah, so busy doing a lot of things to set up my social media, my website properly, and then we've been working with my partner is is going crazy with AI Studio. And with Claude, and he's because he's way more technical than me.
Mm-hmm.
We are looking on really create a system that basically create some local SEO optimized pages
Mm-hmm.
for a website very fast.
Okay.
So we want to test it on French Canada for our own business
Mm-hmm.
and try to rank it for marketing for plumber in this city and in like a lot of different the 40 well the 26 niche we have, but in all over the Quebec in
Mm-hmm.
basically.
So
So
are you gonna do it where you can sell the pre-ranked website, or are you gonna rank customers' websites, or are you gonna sell leads that come? What's the plan?
yeah, I think that I'm gonna more go for the leads because what I saw in the past when I do the SEO on the website of someone, I do a lot of work,
Mm-hmm.
and then after that, if there's some churns, they keep the benefits for months and sometimes years,
Yeah.
and they don't pay me. So
The
I don't
joys.
like that part.
Yeah, I can imagine. No, it works really well if you rank it and then you just
Mhm.
keep it for yourself and then sell the leads locally. It'll work beautifully. It'll work
Yeah.
absolutely no issues.
And in a way, you own the asset, so you do the work, you create the results, you own the asset, and if one doesn't want to work with you anymore, you go to one other competitor.
Exactly. And like I always say, one of the getting the outcome to them the fastest is always going to win. So you can go to them and you can basically say, hey, the outcome is right there. The leads are already coming in. You don't need to wait around, and that's why they'll buy it. That's why you have so much power with it.
Yeah,
Being
and
able
then
to,
you just need to give exclusivity
yeah.
basically on leads,
Hmm.
and because all the home advisor and all the other ones they resell like 10 times the leads,
Yeah.
and they all compete on pricing, then you provide way better quality leads. And if they are a bit pre-qualified with an AI employee,
Yeah, exactly. It'll be very powerful. I like it a lot.
yeah,
I do. It's good. And it is, I like the control that you have with it, right? I like the fact that you can just flip and sell whenever you
yeah,
need to, whenever you wanted to say flip to someone else,
mhm,
you can do it.
yeah,
And you can also have, obviously you want the long term, but the fact that you have the power will actually increase your retention because you can always say, listen, if the leads, if you don't want them, it's okay. We'll have someone else take them, and they don't
mhm,
they don't like that. They don't like
yeah.
that at all. It's theirs, so they end up sticking with you. But yeah,
FOMO.
exactly. I'm just going to give it 2 more minutes here, just for anyone else that's hopping in, because we're getting a lot of people coming in just now. But yeah, did you have any questions? You're the first one in the door, so
No
any
questions today.
questions? No. And just for everyone's reference, at the end of these calls, these workshops, we will open up, and I'm pausing because there's so many people coming in the room here, having to let them in. At the end of the call, we'll open up for Q&A as well. You can ask whatever it is that you want, any questions that you have about anything. It could be about the workshop, it could be about anything at all. Happy to help you. We'll stay on with you for as long as it takes until the last question is answered, as always. So whatever it is that you need. I'll give it one more minute before we kick off, because people have joined and it's just lagging behind in terms of the connection. So I'll give it one more minute. But yeah, today we're basically going to be doing a bit of an in-depth session on how to build AI demo employees for different niches, basically any niche that you want, from plumbing, electrical, real estate, etc. This is how you create them, and this is how you deploy them. And Alyssa's going to take you through the works of it, basically A to Z of how she does it all and how she can spin up so many so quickly. This is the secrets behind the scenes, I suppose. So yeah, we'll be diving into that. And I guess it's 5 past the hour now, so we'll go get kick started. If there are any questions throughout, just ask in the chat. I'll be in the chat in the bottom right hand corner. If you have any questions, just ask there and I'll answer you. I'll be monitoring that myself. So yeah, whatever it is that you need, if you have questions about the presentation, about the demos, let me know in the chat. So I'm going to hand over to Alyssa now to start. I don't know if you're sharing your screen first or yes, William, the meeting is being recorded as well. So all these, for anyone that's new, all these meetings are recorded. They are released and sent out via email and also in the WhatsApp group. So you'll see them when I upload them. I'll send a link out for the recording. So yes, now without further ado, I'll pass it over to Alyssa here, who's going to be taking over and taking you through it's not necessarily a technical process, but the technical side of how to build these demo AI employees. So Alyssa, you good to go?
Yeah. Can you hear me okay?
Yep, it sounds good.
Perfect. So I'm going to go through the structure using slides, and then I will actually give you guys a live look at the backend setup and how it's set up in GoHighLevel. So if, as I'm going through this training here, you're trying to picture what it would actually look like in GoHighLevel, don't worry, I will cover that at the end of this training. But I just thought the slides would help you get sort of an understanding of the structure and how we actually build it out before I then dive into the backend setup. So we've already covered how to build the demo AI employees for your agency and having those deployed on your website. And we've had a lot of questions about how to build niche-specific demo AI employees that you can use live on sales calls, that you can let prospects experience directly themselves. So that's what I'm going to focus on today. So today we're going to walk through how to build niche-specific demo AI employees inside of GoHighLevel. And I want to say this up front because this is one of the setups that can feel a little bit confusing when you first hear it explained. But I promise it's actually a lot easier once you get going with the setup. But there are different sub-accounts involved. There are subdomains involved. There's going to be chat widgets, AI chatbots, AI voice agents, website pages, funnel pages, and navigation links. So we're going to use URLs to connect everything together. So don't get overwhelmed as I'm going through this. I'll break down exactly how you set it up, and I'll show what it looks like inside of GoHighLevel once we have done all of this. But this is the cleanest and easiest for a prospect's experience way to set these up that I've discovered. So with all of that, I'm just going to dive in. So if your brain starts to go, wait, why are we doing it this way? That is completely normal as I dive into this. By the end of this workshop, I want you to understand the structure behind it, because once you understand the structure, this becomes repeatable. And once this becomes repeatable, it becomes a really powerful sales asset that you can build inside your agency, and you can expand into different niches as you target different niches. And the goal here is not to just have an AI employee on your website. We've already covered that before. The goal is to create niche-specific demo experiences that allow a business owner to interact with an AI employee trained specifically for a business like theirs. So instead of trying to explain to a roofer, a plumber, an HVAC company, a med spa, or an accountant, for example, what an AI employee could do for them, you can actually let them experience it as if they're one of their own customers or prospects. So they can go to a demo page, they can open the chat, they can pretend to be one of their customers, they can ask about pricing, availability, test emergencies, ask about quotes, services, or appointments, and they can see in real time how the AI employee responds to those questions. That is much more powerful than simply telling them this can answer questions and book appointments for you, because they're actually able to experience it. We're talking about experiential marketing with this approach. So because most business owners do not fully understand what an AI employee is until they experience it themselves, this is a really great way for them to see it. You know, business owners, they understand staff, they understand missed calls, they understand leads slipping through the cracks, they understand customers asking the same questions over and over and over again. They understand being busy, they understand not having enough admin support. But AI employee can still feel a bit abstract until they actually interact with one, especially, you know, those who've been around for a while and aren't quite as up to date with the AI trends. That's why these niche-specific demos matter. They make the offer real, they make the value obvious, and they help the prospect see themselves in the solution. This workshop is based on the niche-specific demo AI employee setup, including the structure of using your main AI agency AI employee on your website, and then using separate niche-specific demo accounts for each industry demo experience. So with that being said, with that introduction, I'm going to dive into the foundation. So the first thing to understand is that there's really two different types of demo AI employees that we're talking about. The first is your agency demo AI employee. This is the AI employee that lives on your main agency website. So this AI employee is trained on your agency and your offers. So for example, it should understand your AI employee offer, your database reactivation offer, your review request automation offer, and your referral request automation offer, and any other core services that you sell inside your agency. So this is the demo AI employee that's trained specifically on your agency. And that AI employee has two main purposes. The first purpose is to demonstrate what an AI employee is capable of. So when someone lands on your website, they can interact with it and they can immediately get a feel for what this technology can do. They can see that it responds quickly. They can see that it understands their questions and answers them. They can see that it can guide a conversation. They can see that it can answer objections. They can see that it can collect information. And they can see that it feels much more like a trained digital team member than a basic chatbot. The second purpose of the agency demo AI employee is ultimately appointment setting. So this AI employee should not just be sitting there passively answering questions. It should be gathering information about the prospects and helping move qualified prospects towards a free strategy call. So that's going to be your main agency AI employee. It represents your agency, it understands your offers, and it demonstrates your expertise, and it helps book calls. And that is going to be the one that lives on all of the main pages of your website. The second type of demo AI employee is going to be the niche-specific demo AI employee. And this one is different. A niche-specific demo AI employee is not necessarily trained to sell your agency directly. It's trained to behave like an AI employee that's working inside a specific type of business. So for example, you might have a demo plumbing AI employee, you might have a demo roofing AI employee, you might have a demo HVAC AI employee, a demo med spa AI employee, et cetera, et cetera. And instead of the prospect interacting with an AI employee that says, here's what our agency does, they are now interacting with an AI employee that feels like it belongs to a business in their industry. So a business very similar to theirs. So if a plumber is testing the plumbing demo AI employee, they can pretend to be a customer with a leaking pipe, a blocked drain, or an emergency repair. If a roofer is testing the roofing demo AI employee, they can pretend to be a homeowner with storm damage, a leaking roof, or someone looking for a replacement quote. If an HVAC company is testing the HVAC demo AI employee, they can pretend to be someone whose furnace has stopped working, whose AC is not cooling, or who wants to schedule a service visit. And this is what makes the demo powerful. It's going to move the prospect from thinking, could this work, to thinking, oh, I can see how this would work in my business. And that is a completely different level of sales conversation, because now you're not just selling the concept to them, you're actually showing them a working version of the outcome. So now let's dive into the GoHighLevel structure that's required for this. So this is the part that can feel a little bit confusing. Your main agency AI employee should be connected to your main website. That means it's in your primary sub-account. So you're going to generally need a few things for this main agency AI employee. You're likely going to need a phone number if you want to connect an AI voice agent, and that phone number can easily be purchased inside of GoHighLevel. And if you want the AI voice agent and AI chatbot to be able to send SMS messages or communicate via SMS in the AI chatbot case, then you need to make sure, if you're in Canada or the US, that you have A2P verified. In other countries, a lot of them do have other compliance bundles that you'll need to set up in the Trust Center section of GoHighLevel. You're also going to need a domain connected to your website. And you want this to be a domain that you can easily access to add subdomains, because those are going to become really important for the niche specific demo AI employees. And so then once you have that, your structure is going to shift a little bit, because for every niche specific demo AI employee that you want to create, we're going to create an entirely separate sub-account. So if you want one demo for plumbing, one demo for roofing, one demo for HVAC, and one demo for med spas, that means you're going to have 4 separate sub-accounts for each of those niche demos. And these are going to be in addition to the sub-account that's housing your main agency website. And the reason we do this is because of the way that GoHighLevel handles the primary AI chatbot engagement for live chat. So this avoids the need for having a triage AI employee, for example. This way, when somebody is on the plumbing demo page and they are engaging with the chatbot connected to that page, it's automatically engaging the plumbing AI employee, for example. So this makes sure that the correct AI chatbot triggers on the correct demo page, because we don't want to put all of these demos into one sub-account and then have to triage them, for example, with a front-end AI employee. We want each niche demo to live inside its own individual sub-account, and that's going to give you a really clean setup. It keeps each demo separate, and it keeps each chat widget, which uses live chat on websites, connected to the correct AI employee automatically. And it prevents the wrong AI agent from triggering on the wrong page. So if you remember anything, remember that you need an individual sub-account per demo AI employee, so per niche. The simple way to think about this is one niche, one demo sub-account, 2 niche-specific AI employees, AI voice and AI chatbot, 1 dedicated demo page. That's going to be the basic structure for this entire system. Now, inside each niche-specific sub-account, you're going to need a few things. At a minimum, you need a subdomain, and typically you want this to be a subdomain to your primary root domain that's connected to your website. So that's enough if you only want to demonstrate the AI chatbot through live chat on a page. So if all you want to do is have somebody navigate to that page and be able to engage with the AI chatbot for that niche via the live chat feature, that's actually all you need is the subdomain. But if you want to demonstrate the AI voice agent, then you're going to need a phone number inside of that sub-account as well. And if you want that AI voice agent to send SMS messages, like to be able to send the booking link, then A2P is going to need to be enabled and approved in that sub-account too. So that's the basic infrastructure. Your agency AI employee lives in your main sub-account and connects to your main website. Your niche-specific demos live in separate sub-accounts and connect to dedicated demo are connected to dedicated demo pages. Now let's move on to what you actually do inside of the niches sub-account. So once you've created the niche-specific sub-account, you're going to import the niche-specific AI employee templates in the relevant knowledge base. So this is assuming you're working with the niche-specific templates that we have where, you know, you get an AI chatbot, an AI voice agent, knowledge base, and templates. For some, we currently only have the knowledge bases, and then you could simply build a simple front-end AI employee for chatbot and AI voice. But you're basically going to import the niche-specific AI employee templates into that sub-account. And then you're going to, the key thing here is that you're not building the entire AI employee from scratch. You're starting with a niche-specific template that already understands that type of business. You're already starting at a minimum with the knowledge base. In many cases, you're able to start directly with the pre-built AI employees. And the nice thing here is that this isn't a real client account. So all we need to do is actually generalize this, and we need to make it represent a fictional business. So we're just going to generalize the content, generalize the goals, the prompts, the knowledge base. Actually don't really have to do any editing in the knowledge base. And you're just going to make it based off of a fictional demo business. So this is usually where I create a really simple, I'm not creative, fake business name. For plumbing, I might call it Demo Plumbing Limited. For roofing, I might call it Demo Roofing Limited. For HVAC, I might call it Demo HVAC Limited. The name really doesn't have to be clever, and it doesn't need to be branded. So you can make it super, super simple. It just needs to be clear enough that when someone interacts with the AI employee, it feels like they're speaking to a business in that niche. So once you have your demo business name chosen, you're going to go into the AI employee prompts, and in the goals section, you want to make sure that you are changing all of the location.name custom values with that demo business name. So you can do that by just doing Control or Command F, depending on which computer you're on, and then just locating all of those custom values. Alternatively, you can just scroll through. And then you're just going to replace them all with a demo business name. So now instead of the AI employee pulling the sub account name in, it's now going to say Demo Plumbing Limited or Demo Roofing Limited, for example. And you want to do this anywhere the business name appears. So it's really important to make sure that you're going through all of the prompts in both the AI voice agent and AI chatbot and making sure that you're changing out that custom value. And then you're going to do the same thing with the booking links. So if there are existing booking links in the prompt or placeholders, for example, replace them with a placeholder booking link. So for example, for a plumbing demo, you might use something like plumbersdemoplaceholder.com/booking. The actual URL doesn't need to be live if you're using it as a placeholder, but the point is that the AI employee has something to reference when it explains the booking process. Now, when we talk about the booking link, it actually brings us to an important decision because you have two options when it comes to booking. You can either use a placeholder external booking link, like I just walked through in that last slide, or you can connect an internal GoHighLevel calendar. The first option, which is the placeholder external booking link, is usually the simplest option, as this is what a lot of the AI employees and knowledge bases are already set up for. And honestly, in many cases, I actually prefer it for demos. The reason that I prefer it is because a lot of real businesses already use some kind of external booking system, service request form, calendar tool, quoting process, or appointment process. So by having the AI employee send a placeholder external link, you can actually explain to the prospect that this is designed to represent their existing booking process. In other words, the AI employee doesn't have to force the business to change the way they already operate. So it can work with their existing setup, and that is actually a really valuable point that you can make, because one of the objections many business owners have is, will this work with the way we already do things? And in this case, you can simply say, yes, it will send the link to your booking process. And the AI employee can ultimately be trained around their existing booking flow. So that is the power of doing it this way. It can send people to their existing calendar. It can send people to their existing service request form. It can send people to their existing quote request page, and it can send people to whatever next step the business is already using. So we can simply explain that this is a placeholder link to demonstrate that we can be adaptable with really any booking process that you're currently using. So if you use a placeholder link, I recommend making that clear on the demo page. You can say something like, please note this demo AI employee uses a placeholder booking link. This link represents an external calendar, quote request form, or booking page. It is not a live calendar link. Our AI employees can be trained to work with both internal GoHighLevel calendars or external booking systems, depending on your business setup. That explanation is going to help prevent some confusion when they do ultimately get sent that link. Because if someone tests the AI employee and it gives them a booking link that doesn't work, you don't want them thinking that the demo is broken. You want them to understand that the link is intentionally a placeholder. The second option for all of this is, of course, to connect an internal GoHighLevel calendar. That means that you would update the goals prompt in each AI employee and the knowledge base to say that the AI employee actually uses the internal GoHighLevel calendar. And then you would connect the appointment booking action inside of the AI chatbot and the AI voice agent if you're using one, depending on what you're demonstrating. Now, this is going to create a more interactive demo because the AI employee can actually book directly into the calendar, and that can be really powerful, but it also is going to take a little bit more setup. And if your goal is to just get started and roll on with it, I would keep it simple and just use the placeholder link. Explain what it represents, though, and focus on showing the quality of the conversation. Because the real value of the demo ultimately isn't the link. The real value is that the prospect can see the AI employee handle real questions, qualify a lead, guide the conversation, and move someone towards the next step. Now, once the AI employee has been completely generalized and you've swapped out the link, you need to test it. And I don't mean just quickly checking that it responds. I mean really testing it like a real customer would, because you know that these business owners are going to test it exactly like one of their customers would. So ask basic questions, ask messy questions, ask niche-specific questions. In many cases, the AI employees are told not to give pricing. So ask about pricing, see what it says in results and response, ask about availability, emergencies, etc. You really want to test this so that you know that when the business owners are experiencing it, it is going to feel like a trained employee, not just a generic chatbot. Now, once your AI employee is completely generalized and tested and ready to go, the next step is going to be creating the chat widget. So you do this inside of GoHighLevel by going to Sites and then Chat Widget in the top bar. The chat widget should be set up as if it's representing the fictional demo business. So in this case, if it's Demo Roofing Limited, the chat widget should feel like it belongs to Demo Roofing Limited. If it's Demo Plumbing Limited, it should feel like it belongs to Demo Plumbing Limited. So you can see here in the image, I have Welcome to Demo Electricians Limited. How can we help you today? You really want to make sure that it's feeling like it's coming directly from the business, because this is going to be what appears on that demo agent page. Now, the chat widget is what allows the user to interact with the AI chatbot on the demo page via live chat in GoHighLevel. So this step is important because this is what's going to turn the AI employee from something sitting in the back end of GoHighLevel into something the prospect can actually experience. And once the chat widget is created, you are ready to build the page that the demo AI employee is actually going to live on. So this page is created inside Sites and then Funnels. And the goal of this page is not to build a huge complicated sales funnel or website page. The goal is to create a very simple demo page that feels like it's a natural extension of your main agency website. That is really important because even though the demo page is technically living inside of a separate sub-account, you don't want the user to feel like they have suddenly landed somewhere completely disconnected. You want it to feel seamless and you want to feel like it's actually still part of the website. So design the page to look like your website. Use the same general branding, use the same style, use the same type of header and footer, and use the same kind of buttons. But here is the important part. Because this page is in a separate sub-account, the navigation cannot just link to your website pages the way it normally would inside of your main website. So if you think about when you're setting up your main website, when you're going through the navigation menu and the buttons, you're just having it connect directly to other pages in the website. But instead, the navigation is going to now have to link back to your website using URLs. If you have a home page button, that should link to your actual home page URL. If you have an AI employees button, that should link to your actual AI employees page URL. If you have a book a call button, that should link to your actual call booking page URL. It's really handy to have your website open and just keep opening these pages and copying and pasting the URLs into the demo page, because this is how you make the demo page feel like it's connected to your website, even though it's technically built on an entirely different sub-account. We don't want the prospects to have any idea that they are separate. They should all feel like they're one entity. So think of it this way. The header and footer are still there. The buttons are still functional. The user can still navigate back to your real website. But instead of selecting internal website pages, when you're in the funnel builder, you're manually adding the correct URLs to the back end of the buttons and navigation menu. That's basically the bridge between the different sub-accounts. Now, on the demo page itself, you want to keep the content simple and clear. You want to explain what the user is experiencing and briefly reiterate the power of the AI employees. You can also encourage them to test and experience different scenarios, encouraging them to really put the demo AI employees to the test. Because if they ask a realistic customer question, they can see how the AI employee actually does the job in response. On this page, you should also explain where to find the AI chat widget. For example, to test the AI chat employee, click the chat button in the bottom right corner of this page. If you are demonstrating an AI voice agent, I recommend adding a button that allows the prospect to call it. So that button should be connected directly to the phone number that's connected to the AI voice agent on the back end. And you can label it something like call the demo AI voice employee or test the AI voice employee. And then I also always just add the phone number as the subtitle of the button. And then very importantly, we always want to keep our free strategy call button easy to find, because this demo isn't just designed to be educational, it's also a sales asset. So the purpose is to move the right people towards a conversation with you. So you want the demo page to make it easy for them to both test the AI employee, but also easy for them to book a call when they're ready. So once they've seen the power of it, you want to have book your free strategy call right front and center in front of them. Once the page is created, you need to attach the correct chat widget to the back end of the funnel in the funnel settings. Then preview the page and make sure the chat widget is appearing correctly. So you connect chat widgets if you go to your funnel and you go to sort of the back end page view of it and click settings in the top navigation menu in the funnel. In there, you'll see chat widget, and then make sure that you click save to save the changes of the connection of the chat widget. Make sure, once you're done all of this, you're going to do a few final page checks. So make sure the page buttons work correctly. Make sure you're actually being taken to the correct website. Make sure the call button works if you're using AI voice. Make sure the strategy call button links to the correct place, and make sure that the subdomain is properly connected to the funnel. Then you're going to save the link that takes you to this demo page. So that is the link that you will use when you connect this demo back to your main website. Now, once the niche demo page is built, we're going back to our main website here. And on the main website, you're going to create a page for your demo AI employees. So this is where you're going to link people to actually accessing these demo AI employees. This page is the central hub. And this is where you explain the value of testing the niche specific demos. And this is where you're going to link out to each individual niche demo page. So you can see an example here on the screen of what this might look like. And the easiest way to do this is to actually duplicate your existing AI employee sales page. That's because it's going to pull in the AI employee VSL and give you the page structure that you need to adapt for the demo AI employees. Now, I always name it something simple like demo AI employees. You're going to get the hint as I go through this training. I'm not very creative. But on that page, you can explain that these demos allow business owners to experience what an AI employee could do inside their industry. You can explain that each AI employee is trained around a specific business type, and you can explain that they can test the chat, call the voice agent if available, and try realistic customer scenarios as if they were one of their own customers. Then you're going to have buttons for each demo that link back to the demo page using URLs. So for example, you could have a button called Test the Plumbing Demo, Test the Electrician Demo, Test the HVAC Demo. Each button is then going to link to the correct demo page's URL. So remember, we're connecting everything with subdomains in these demo pages. They're going to have their own URLs, and we're going to add that to the back end of the buttons that you see here in green. So if the roofing demo page lives on a roofing subdomain, the Roofing AI Employee button link is going to link to that page. If the plumbing demo page lives on a plumbing subdomain in another subaccount, the Plumbing AI Employee button is going to link to that page's URL. This is where the whole structure starts to come together, because you have your main website acting as the central hub, then each niche demo page lives separately inside its own subaccount. The main website sends people out to the correct demo. The demo page sends people back to the main website or the strategy call page using URLs on the back end of the navigation menu and buttons. And each demo page has its own chat widget connected to the correct AI employee. So that's how we keep the back end clean while making the front end feel seamless. It really should feel like they're interacting with the exact same website the entire time, even though we know on the back end they're actually navigating between different sub-accounts. From the prospect's perspective, they're just clicking around your website and testing different AI employees. But from our perspective, we know that each demo is separated properly so that the correct AI agent triggers in the correct place. Now, once you have this built, you can start using these demo pages in your marketing. And that's going to be where this becomes really powerful, because now instead of sending a cold prospect a generic pitch that says we build AI employees for businesses, you can actually send them something much more specific. So you can say, I actually built a demo AI employee for roofing companies, so you can see how this would handle roof repair questions, quote requests, storm damage inquiries, and inspection bookings. That's going to be a lot stronger because it doesn't just ask them to imagine the value, it lets them experience the value themselves. So you can use these demo links in cold emails, but be careful as links can impact deliverability. So in some cases, you might want to switch to SMS where they can text or call the AI employee. You can also use them in Instagram DMs, LinkedIn outreach, ads, live on sales calls as a demo. You can use them in follow-up messages, and you can really use them when someone says, I'm interested, but I don't really understand how it would work. Instead of trying to explain everything from scratch, you now have a way to just send them the demo and say, test this as if you were one of your own customers. And that is the key, and that's really the power with these demo AI employees. The demo isn't just something that's going to be pretty on your website. It's actually an active sales tool. And when it's built properly, it can help you attract better fit leads, create more trust, shorten the education process, and make your offer feel a lot more tangible to the prospects. Now, before we go into the live setup, I want to recap the structure one more time because I know that it is a little bit complicated. So your main agency AI employee is going to live on your main website. It's going to be trained on your agency offers, and its job is to demonstrate what an AI employee can do and help book qualified prospects into a free strategy call. Your niche-specific demo AI employees live in separate sub-accounts. Each niche gets its own sub-account because we want the correct AI chatbot connected to the correct live chat experience. Inside each niche sub-account, you import the AI employee templates and knowledge base. Then you generalize the AI employee by replacing the business name with something like Demo Plumbing Limited or Demo Roofing Limited. You replace any booking links with placeholder links, or you set it up to use an internal GoHighLevel calendar and do the appointment booking action. Then you're going to create the chat widget. Then you're going to build the demo page inside of funnels in GoHighLevel. Then you attach the correct chat widget to the funnel. Then you connect the subdomain to that sub account and then connect it directly to that demo page. Then you make sure the page links back to your website using your main website using URLs. And then your main website, you create a demo AI employees page that links out to each niche demo via URLs. So that is the system. It sounds like a lot at first, but once you understand it, it actually becomes quite simple because ultimately you have one niche, one sub account, 2 AI employees if you're doing both AI voice and AI chat, sometimes just the AI chat AI employee, one demo page, and one clear path back to your strategy call. And once you've built one, the next one becomes much easier. You're simply duplicating existing assets and adapting them for the specific niche. So that's why I want you to think of this as a repeatable sales asset, not just a technical setup. You're not just creating pages, you're creating industry-specific proof, and you're creating a way for prospects to experience the offer before they even buy. And you're giving yourself a much stronger way to sell AI employees because the conversation becomes less theoretical. Instead of saying this could work for your business, you're now able to say, here, go and experience it yourself. And that's a completely different level of confidence. So now I know that hearing all of this explained can feel a little bit abstract. So I'm actually going to now walk you through the setup live. So I'm going to go into GoHighLevel. I'm going to show you a 4 sub-account structure. So for 4 demo AI employees, we're going to look at how the AI employees have been generalized, look at where the chat widget is created. We'll look at how the demo page is built, and you'll see how the URLs connect everything all together. Because I think once you see it visually, that's going to make a lot more sense. But I wanted to use these slides to kind of lay the groundwork first, because if you understand how everything's set up before we dive in, when I'm sort of quickly clicking through things, I think it's going to be a lot clearer and easier to understand. So I'm just going to switch over my screen now. So just give me one moment here. And I will start sharing my screen again here. And we're going to get started with the demo AI employee page in the website. So this is sort of one of the standard agency website templates. And basically what we have here is the AI employee page has been duplicated to replicate the structure and the branding of the website. And it's just been adapted to reiterate the value of the AI employees and then link to the specific demo AI employees. So of course, these are going to be dependent on your niches, but really you're going to just simply have a simple setup where you're linking them to the demo employees. And these buttons are all connected to the demo employee pages via URLs, because of course they're living on separate sub-accounts. And you can see here for the AI employee on the main website pages, we have our agency AI employee. So we have the one that's trained on our agency offer, not one of the niche specific ones. But once we click this link, we're taken to a page that looks like it's still part of our website, but actually this page is on a completely different sub-account. And now the chat widget is connected to the plumbing AI employees. So it's connected to a generalized plumbing employee where we can say, hi, I have a clogged sink. I need help. And it's going to respond as if it's one of the plumbing AI employees. So we'll give it a minute here. And our AI employee is responding to us. And you can see here that this page isn't overly complex. It's quite short, but it has the same footer as our website. And there you can see that it is already starting to engage with us as the demo AI employee for Plumbers. But this looks as if it's still part of our website. It doesn't look like we've actually clicked out to another page, but this is actually in an entirely different sub-account. But then if I'm happy with my experience with the AI employee, I can click this button and it's taken me right back to my website via a URL. And it feels like I'm still part of the website. And then I can even, via the navigation menu in the website, click back to another demo AI employee and experience the electrician one. And again, you can see here, it gives us the option to also call the AI voice agent. So these aren't overly complicated sales funnel pages. You know, we're not trying to resell them on everything. We've already covered a lot of the value in the demo chatbots. page and in the AI employees page on the main website. The goal is to just tell them how to actually experience the AI employee, reiterate some of its value, and give them the ability to either call or speak directly to it via the chat widget. So now if I go into the actual sub account itself, I'm going to walk you through sort of the setup here. So what we have is we have an HVAC demo agent page. Again, it's just a very simple sub account page. And you can see here it's pulling from a subdomain that's connected to the sub account. So this is just something simple, HVAC scale certified demo.com. We're not making this overly complex. Again, just something very simple that's going to allow us to connect the root domain to the sub account itself. So that's easiest to do via subdomain. And then we just simply create the sales funnel page here. The easiest way to do this is to actually import your website into the sub account. And then when you create a blank funnel, it gives you the option to pull from the existing page, click website, and then select a page from your website. And then that way you can pull in all of the branding of your website and then just simply adapt it and simplify. And then now if we look at the setup, you'll see that all of the navigation menus are connected via links instead of the one that we would usually have in the website, which is connect to a specific page. Same with the buttons here. They should also have URLs. I set this up as a demonstration and clearly forgot to put that URL for that one. But they should all have URLs on the back of them. Or actually they do. I just wasn't scrolling down. There we go. In the button actions, they do. I was looking for the subtitles. So in the button actions for the website URL, you can see here we have the URL that's going to connect back to that website's page. And now we are going to look at the AI agents. So when we go into them, you'll see that we have HVAC support. So we have the template for the HVAC niche in our HVAC demo AI employee sub account. And we're going to go to bot goals. And here you can see we've just added the generalized name, Demo HVAC Limited. We've added a placeholder link in all of the places that would have had the booking link. And we've replaced all of the location.name custom values with Demo HVAC Limited. So similarly, we would do the same thing for another niche like roofers. We could go into voice AI and do the same thing for roofing support with our demo placeholder, and then just changing out the location.name custom values with a generalized business name. So this all sounds quite complicated, but really the key is just that it's all connected via URLs. But the reason we have to do the separate sub accounts is because of the way GoHighLevel does the primary sub account, and that's that when somebody reaches out via live chat in this case, via the website page through a chat widget, GoHighLevel automatically engages the primary chat bot to respond to it. So this allows us to ensure that the correct agent is connected to that chat and ultimately ensure that then they don't have to go through a triage bot, for example, that's asking what niche they want to try, etc. This just makes it really clean. And it's quite simple once you get a feel for it. And then once you've built sort of your demo page, all you're just going to need to do is duplicate it and adapt it for each individual new niche. So it becomes quite simple once you set it up. Similarly, if you're on your website, you can simply, just duplicate this section, add a new section that matches it, and then link back to the demo page. So once you've done the initial setup, it's really just duplicating moving forward, and it's quite easy to do once you get the hang of it. But I know this is quite a bit of a setup to understand. So if you guys have any questions now that I've kind of walked through it, please let me know. I'm happy to answer it. This is just the best way that I've found to make it seamless on the front end for the prospect. rather than, having them try and navigate into like triage chatbots and things like that. So it might be a little bit more complicated on the back end for us, but this is as easy as I've managed to make it for front end prospects to engage with. So with that, I will hand over to questions.
Perfect. Thanks, Alyssa. I think Christina has a question in the chat for you there. Basically, she's asking if she has an AI agent responding to messages on Instagram and it tries to book a call with them, let's say, if she wants to do a post that has the word demo or workshop as a keyword where they can get access to, say, a workshop, does she have to create a separate agent, one to direct them to the demo page and one to direct them to the workshops? If so, how do I do that? So I'm not sure if the way I explained that there makes sense, or if you need more information on that, but what do you think about that?
So so the challenge with GoHighLevel is that for each individual communication channel, it's always going to initiate the primary bot for that. So if you already have a primary bot that's engaging with Instagram messages, and you're using the same Instagram account, then GoHighLevel is always going to engage that agent. But what you can do is there is the transfer bot action. Just let me make sure I'm using the correct name. And so I mentioned the triage bot because what you can do is you can actually have your bot look out for specific scenarios and have it transfer to an additional bot. So the trigger condition could be somebody comments demo, and then you have it transition them to your demo bot for that niche. So that would be the easiest way to do it that way, because then with the demo action, it can transfer it to another bot, which would be your demo bot. And then I think that would work the best for that specific scenario, because you can't really, like with the same Instagram account, you don't want to be have it connected to multiple different accounts and engaging multiple bots at once. That would start being quite messy. So I think in that case, you would want to have a triage bot.
Let us know if that answers the question,
Yeah.
Christina. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's fantastic. Yes, thanks, Alyssa. Yeah, that all makes sense. So yeah, got it. Thank you.
Perfect. You've also got another question, Alyssa, from Eric in the chat there. So we need to get a phone number for each agent and then A2P that same number if we can to demonstrate SMS capabilities. Is that correct?
Yeah, so that's the one downside to having the different sub accounts, is that you're going to need to have a phone number that's A2P verified for each sub account if you want the AI agent to be able to text. So if you want the AI chatbot, for example, to be able to respond to SMS messages that are sent to it, GoHighLevel restricts SMS until A2P is approved. In Canada and the US, it does differ if you're in other countries. So you would need to have A2P approved. Similarly, a lot of the AI voice agent templates that we have send the booking link via an SMS action. So to have that be able to send that out, you need it to be A2P verified, or it's going to experience an error. The one way around that is to just use live chat. So just have the AI chatbot connected via live chat to the page. In that case, you wouldn't need a phone number, but then you're of course not able to demonstrate AI voice agent if that's what you also want to demonstrate as well. But simplest way around that is just to only use live chat via an AI chatbot that's connected via a chat widget to the demo page.
What if we use like a toll-free number on those numbers, on those sub accounts? That way we don't have to get it A2P verified. Would that work as well?
The toll-frees do work, but they still have an approval process that you have to get verified. I don't believe it's as complex as A2P, but I know for Canada and the US, it's still going to ask for details on like the opt-in process and things. So you'll still need to get some verification before you're able to send SMS.
Okay, got it. I got a question. like, how do we go about training the AI agent, the employee? Like, how do we come up with the prompts and the scripts that, and how do we get some the typical questions that usually the customer asks, so we can feed the agents to learn from it? How do we go
So
about?
your training is always going to be primarily done in the knowledge base. And one of the best ways to gather the common FAQs, to build training documents, the rich text articles, etc., is to be very specific in ChatGPT or Gemini or Claude or whoever you're using. And just say, this is the niche that I'm building a GoHighLevel knowledge base for. I want you to consider the potential questions that an AI employee whose job is to book appointments and answer questions is going to face. You know, I always say, in many cases, the templates are using external calendar links, just because a lot of businesses are using external calendar links. So in my prompt to AI, I say, you know, it's not going to have visibility to a calendar. It's going to send via a calendar link. And then it will create the FAQs for your knowledge base. You can ask it to create your training documents, your rich text, etc. And then similarly for the goals prompts, admittedly, I have a few really highly trained projects in ChatGPT that I use that I've adapted over time to build it. But as you get comfortable with it, you're going to sort of figure out how to direct ChatGPT or Claude or Gemini on the process. But basically, you're just then going to go in and you're going to say generate the personalities prompt for the AI chatbot. You're going to say, again, the purpose, the niche, and, you know, exactly what you're looking for. And for the goals prompt, you're going to say, you know, the goal is ultimately to understand why the individual is reaching out first. That's my biggest problem with the AI employees, is they like to jump to the booking process. So I really firmly tell it, in your goal, make sure you understand why the individual is reaching out first. Ask them for basic information about themselves so you can build a customer profile in the CRM and GoHighLevel before you then, if appropriate, guide them towards booking, in which case you would send them the booking link and you'll give it to them. And then for additional, and so I prompt ChatGPT with all of that, very specific instructions. And then it generates that goals prompt for me. Similarly, for additional instructions, make sure also somewhere in there, if it is sort of industry with compliance requirements, you make sure you're being very firm on sort of what's not allowed to do. You'd also include that in the knowledge base. Also, I always tell it, you know, if somebody's in an emergency, tell them to prioritize their safety. Important for industries that might have emergencies like HVAC or electricians, and then follow the emergency process. But really, at the end of the day, I get very specific with my prompts in ChatGPT and have projects trained on how I'm doing it. And then I sort of review and make adjustments as I go. Final thought on that. I know I'm rambling a little bit, but I also give ChatGPT the custom values that I want it to use inside of the goals. So a lot of the times I use location.name, which pulls in the sub-account name, which in turn pulls in the business name. And I give ChatGPT that when I'm building out the AI employee templates.
Okay, I got it. And like, how do we go about adding that like human touch to the voice agent and the AI employee?
So for the AI chatbot, it's going to be largely in your personality, where you describe how you want it to respond. So that's going to be in the personality prompt. Similarly, in the voice agent, you really, with the voice AI, you only have one giant prompt that you build in the agent, but I still build it as if it's a chatbot. So I still ask ChatGPT to generate the personality prompt, the goals prompt, and the additional information individually. And then I put them all into that one big area where you can enter your prompt for the voice AI. So you're really steering it with the voice AI via personality and via the voice that you choose. Now, GoHighLevel has a lot of different voices that you can choose. but make sure that when you're testing, the voice actually sounds good, because there's a few that are just quite wonky and don't really work well. So I tend to focus more on the highly rated ones. And then I test them before obviously launching that template or launching it for a client.
Okay, I got it. Thank you.
All right. So the first question I've got here, well, I'm going to come to your question in one sec. There's a real quick question that I'm going to pitch to Alyssa here from the chat. So it'll take her 1 second to answer. Richard's asking, do you suggest one page with all the demos on it, or a separate page for each niche on my website?
So the way I have it set up is that I have a central page that links to the pages for each individual niche. So I'm just going to share my screen again for one brief moment. So the way I have it is I have one central demo AI employees page. This is how I would typically set it up. And then it's going to link to each individual niche's page. Because remember, for each individual niche, we need to have a separate sub account because of the way GoHighLevel engages the live chat feature through primary bot. So then what that page on the website is going to do is it's going to link to a specific demo page that is only for that one niche. So I guess the answer is kind of both. Like you're going to have a page that covers them all, because that page then needs to link to the individual demo pages for that niche.
Okay, perfect. So that question came from the chat there. Now, Vince, in terms of your question, just expand in the chat there while I chat to M here. If you just expand what kind of workflow you're looking for. Would you like to see? Give us ideas as to what you'd like to see created, and we can do a training on it. It's just a case of what is it you want to see, really, when it comes to workflow. It's a very broad topic, obviously, so narrow in a little bit on it, and we can do a training on that. All right, M, go for it. Feel free.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Niall. Alyssa, we really enjoyed your training. It was amazing. Right now, I'm going through your AI masterclass on how to build an AI, or your masterclass on how to build an AI employee. So a couple things that you demonstrated for us is, like, building the website and getting the domain and all that. Do we have any classes in our university there where we can go to learn, how to, capture the domain name, then how to attach the website so that we can build the demo website? And I'm strictly focusing on HVAC right now. So how to use the HVAC snapshot, and then also the workflows as well.
So when you're inside of GoHighLevel itself, so when you've signed in via app.scalecertified.com, there's a training and support tab. Some of the walkthroughs are going to show slightly different views of GoHighLevel, but that will give you step-by-step instructions for a lot of the features. But for connecting a domain, you're going to go to settings in domain and URL redirects. And then you're going to either need to connect a domain. So if you've purchased your domain, for example, through GoDaddy, through Namecheap, through Squarespace, you'll need to click connect a domain. And in this case, you're connecting it for funnel and website, and you'll enter the domain name. And then when you click continue, GoHighLevel actually customizes the experience based on who your provider is. So GoDaddy is really, really smooth. It opens up your GoDaddy sign-in, you sign in, and it helps connect it. Alternatively, GoHighLevel allows you to purchase a domain directly inside of the platform, which can be, obviously the easiest, because then it's automatically connected to your system. And then when you are setting up a subdomain, basically what you're going to do is you're going to go into settings, domain, and URL redirects. And in this connect a domain, I would just do hvac.scalecertifieddemo.com. and click continue. And then what it's going to do is it's going to give you the DNS records that you need to add to your domain provider. So in GoHighLevel's case, GoHighLevel is the domain provider for this. So I'm going to need to go to manage DNS records and add the records. And basically for the subdomain, GoHighLevel is going to, I'll just actually show what it shows me. It's going to actually give me the DNS records that I need to add in to my domain. So basically what I would do is I would make note that that says CNAME. I'm just going to click this, paste in that, paste in this, click save. So I need to make sure that that's now been added to my root domain. And then once it's been saved, I'm going to click verify records, and it will add that subdomain to my sub account. And then once it's done that, I'll just exit out of this to show you. Then what you'll do is you'll go into your funnels or your website and you'll click settings. And here under domain, you'll be able to select the domain that you want to use, and then just make sure that you always click save once you've saved, once you've added a domain. And that will then add that domain to that associated funnel page, or in the case of a website, if we go to websites, you can do the same thing for a website, and it just works similarly. So you'll add the domain there and scroll down and click save. And then it will be connected to each of your individual pages. So you can see here what that domain, what that link is in the top of the screen. So is that sort of the question that you were looking for?
So what I was thinking about though was like sort of like, I don't know if you saw Neil's video that was uploaded into YouTube this morning, talking about, you know, you get the snapshot and then you get the, you know, a custom, you know, website or whatever, and then you can start selling. Well, from my perspective, I just want to be able to sell the AI agent for HVAC. And so I'm just trying to figure out what's the smoothest and cleanest way for me to do that so I can get up and go in and start selling versus, you know, getting into the weeds with all the technology. And I didn't know if we had something that was plug and play, that was truly plug and play for HVAC, where, you know, we finish your master class on AI employee and then boom, we just get started selling.
Yeah, so we have the HVAC, for example, we have HVAC templates for AI employee voice and chat along with a knowledge base. So really all you would need to do for an incoming client is just adapt that to the specific client. The easiest way with the knowledge base is just to load it via the web crawler, or load their website via the web crawler in the knowledge base, because the goals are designed with location.name to pull in the sub account name automatically. For the demo, if your goal is to get, you know, after this call, get a demo launched, what you would do is you would use the GoHighLevel access form and you would request a new sub account, and then you would send Sarah at customersupport@scalecertified.com an email and say, I just submitted the GoHighLevel access request form. Can that sub account please have the HVAC templates loaded into it? And she would load that in and connect it to your GoHighLevel user. And then you can follow the steps here for generalizing it with sort of a general business name that I covered in this training, which takes virtually 5 minutes to go through all the prompts and everything and change out the placeholder links and the names. And then you would have that demo employee ready to go. You would need to build the demo employee page. That is quite a quick process because it's quite a simple page just for it to live on. But that would sort of be the process to get the demo live. But really, as long as you're working with something that we have the existing templates for, like HVAC, then bringing in a client, the steps are pretty quick for getting those AI employees built and live for them.
Okay, thank you so much. And is there a way that we could set up like any one-on-ones with you, like if we're, you know, close to getting ready to launch or what have you, or either Niall?
I think Niall and I have been discussing the process of booking one-on-one calls with me. I don't typically at the moment do them as much because I'm much more on the back end building things out and fulfilling for our clients. But that is something that we're actually considering releasing in the future. So if people are interested in that, that's something that we've been considering just for sort of operational one-on-one calls.
Because the fulfillment aspect of it is really the struggle for me.
Yeah, and if there's training or videos that anybody needs, I'm always happy to hear what you guys are looking for. And if there's templates, like automation templates, things, AI employee templates, etc., that you're looking for as well, always happy to hear what you guys actually need in your business. And then I can come on, do these weekly live workshop trainings. I can plan additional trainings for the agency lab, and I can also plan additional templates to build out for the agency lab and release to you guys. So if you have any requests, just send them through to customersupport@scalecertified.com, and we will investigate, how we can add that into the workflow and get them built out for you.
Copy that. Thank you.
Vincent?
Yep. Replying back to you now. The workflow that I was needing, so I have one I have set up, but I needed to step in between a step to add an email. So I was wondering if there's anything that will show us A to Z, how to set up a workflow. Because right now I have one that I used the AI Studio to build, but I need a little more customization than what it performed.
Okay, Vince, if you can give us some examples, just whatever you're trying to work on. If you're trying to do something in particular, give us 3 examples or something, so we can then actually demo building those, because it give it some context, right?
Okay. So you're saying right now, just tell you?
Send us an email or something, because then we'll forget if we. I'll forget.
Okay.
Yeah, send us an email with it, and we can integrate it into a training, and we can do a training on setting up workflows. Because I know Yemi as well has been looking for, and I think I can't recall the WhatsApp, but looking for training on Zapier as well, how to connect that to an external calendar, like API hooks and things, stuff like that. We can do those things. Obviously, those are super niche topics, so we'll use demo examples, but that's a short, fast one, so I can incorporate that into a workflow training. There's things we can do there. We just need to know what you want and any specific examples. Because
mine would be super simple. I'm just trying to get it to notify me via email. So right now,
that's easy.
When I book it, it just goes to the calendar. It doesn't send me an email. I'm just trying to pop that portion in there.
So you want to add in the action, internal notification, and then that is just an action when you click the plus in automations. You just want to select internal notification, and then it gives you the different channels that you can do the notification in. I would select email, and then it lets you either enter the user, which would be yourself, or you can enter a custom email that you want to be notified. And then you can write yourself a little email that notifies you that a call's been booked. But that would be all done through the internal notification action in automations.
Okay, and that's not in the back office. That's not in the part that has the 3 columns where you have the check boxes for email and SMS. Because when you're setting up the user, what do you call that? The role and the notifications on the bottom of that. That's not that area.
No. So if you want to set up a workflow, like an automation that's going to notify you to a new calendar booking, what you would do is you would have a workflow that's triggered by a new booked appointment. I can't remember the exact name, customer booked appointment.
Right.
And then you would have an internal notification that notifies you that, there's been an appointment booked.
Okay, I see what you're saying. I get it. I got it. Yeah. I think I understand what you're saying there. Yep. Okay.
Thank you. But yeah, just make sure that you use internal notification, not the email action, because the email action goes to the individual contact, whereas
Yeah.
internal notification will go to you.
Okay. Yeah. It's different than the participants in the book call itself. Okay. All right. Thank you.
No worries.
All right. I think Olivier, I think you're up next. Olivier, you there?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was trying to unmute myself.
Go for it.
Okay, because I just in the car. Okay, so well, first of all, I cannot believe, Alisa, I understood everything that you said and explained. It's really funny to see how things evolve. But yeah, my question is more just general, but you know, because of what I talked about, Neil, just at the beginning about that big SEO thing that we want to do. Do you know by any chance, because I have a very hard time to find that information when I go on GoHighLevel, the token cost when you use AI Studio? Because I know AI Studio is free for now, but there is a token cost of the model that you are using inside. Do you have any idea where I could find an information about the fee they charge for that?
For AI Studio, I'm actually not sure where exactly they show the tokens. For the AI chatbots, they actually show it directly on the back end of the AI chatbot. So let me pull open.
Okay.
Yeah, so when you go to like bot goals and conversation AI, it shows you the approximate tokens that the conversation AI would
Okay.
use. And then in voice AI, it actually shows you the cost per minute. In the top, sort of right above the prompts, it shows you, for example, what the estimated cost per minute for that AI voice agent is going to be. Just one word of caution, because I know right now GoHighLevel has Summer of AI on. I got clarification on that, and if anywhere where it's turned on, it's going to, after the period, automatically transition
Yep,
to
automatically,
the
yeah.
unlimited AI. So just when you're in your own GoHighLevel account, just be aware of that. So that I think that was quite sneaky, because they actually don't say it anywhere in the marketing as much. So
Yeah, it's a bit typical. I'm getting used to that.
yeah, I'm not quite sure though with AI Studio where they list that.
I've got here, I usually, whenever I look for a cost on something like this, I just Google it, because it's usually finds something from GoHighLevel directly, and it says it depends on the model that you use.
Okay.
Basically, GPT-4o's $2.50 per 1 million input tokens, and $10 per 1 million output tokens. And if you go for 4o Mini, it's 15 cents. Compare that to 250, 15 cents per 1 million input tokens, and instead of $10, it's 60 cents per 1 million output tokens. Obviously, that suggests there'll be quite a big quality difference. But that's
yeah.
Again, I
Because
can't quote
my partner
numbers.
was talking about, oh, sorry. My partner was talking about 920 pages, so you can imagine. I want to make sure that I'm not gonna get like hammered. Okay.
Yeah, so that's what again, can't promise that. I don't know if that's accurate, but that's basically, where did it get it from? Let me see. Yeah, it says high level support portal.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
so probably relatively
That's good.
accurate.
That's good. It's just funny because as today I saw as well a news that like most big tech companies are telling the employees that they are given AI tools to play with to stop using them because it costs them more than the salary of the coders that they are eliminated. So that's why I didn't want to get into that kind of.
Stop asking them how to get a promotion, or how to stop asking them how to go on holiday, or where they should go on vacation, what they should get for lunch. Cost them a fortune. But all right. Does that answer your question? Do you have other questions?
Yeah, no, it's good. Thank you very much.
No worries. No worries. Zidane, I think you're up next. Is it done? Are you there?
I left myself muted.
Okay, no problem.
All right. So my question was about the HVAC pack that I got uploaded on my account earlier. The thing that I still don't get about how to implement it yet. How do I go about like setting that up into a sub account for, let's say, for example, for a client?
Well, basically what you would do is you would create a sub account for the clients, and then you just duplicate the particular assets. So for example, an AI employee, I believe Alyssa, double check on the duplication of AI employees, but the automations and such, you can just duplicate them and copy them into those sub accounts, or you can create the snapshot and import it into those individual ones. But Alyssa, do you want to give a more accurate answer in that sense?
Yeah, so if you're using our GoHighLevel agency, the easiest way is to submit the GoHighLevel access form. But for the email address in the access form, enter your own email address. What that does is ensures that when we're setting up the user, we're not giving your client direct access to the account before you've actually been able to set it up. And then once you've submitted the GoHighLevel access form, send customer support an email and say, for example, if you want the HVAC templates, like just the straight HVAC snapshot loaded into that sub account for the client, they can do that. If there's specific assets that you've built in your own sub account, give the name of the sub account and the specific name of the assets. Unfortunately, links to the assets don't work. It makes us try and sign in as your user, and it just doesn't work. So if you just give us the specific name, say, for example, say you have an AI agent in Conversation AI named Roofing Experts, bot, then just list that and tell us I want that loaded into this new sub account, and then we have to take a snapshot. When it comes to agents, they aren't able to be exported between sub accounts yet, and so then what we would do is we would just take a snapshot and load that into the client account. But the easiest way is to just submit the GoHighLevel access form for that client using your email address in the email, just to make sure that your user gets initial access, and then sending us an email and saying what you actually want loaded into the sub account for that client. And then that way you can go in, adjust any templates, make sure you're happy and ready for the client to have access to the sub account, and then you control the client's access yourself and can add them as a user when you're ready.
Okay, I got you. And like right now, I want to test the agent myself. So the way I should go about that is I go to the AI agent section and then voice AI. Is that correct?
Yeah, and GoHighLevel actually gives you free testing capacity. So for the voice AI, if you use the web call, it gives you 20 minutes per day to test. So if you just go into the AI agent section, click into the voice agent on the back end, you'll see a test audio on the right-hand side of the editor screen. Click start web call, and then you have 20 minutes to test and experience it. So you can start and stop calls as you please. So if you want to test different scenarios, you can do it that way. And similarly, Conversation AI, you can test on the back end of the bot in bot training and bot goals. And if you test on the back end, I don't believe there's any charge. I'm pretty sure there isn't. But then once you connect it, say, to your website, if you start engaging with the chat widget on your website to test it and make sure that it's interacting correctly, then you do start to get charged because it views that as a valid user. So once, like, let's say you were to text your AI chatbot, then you're going to get charged for that because it doesn't decipher between you and another genuine prospect. But when you're testing on the back end, I don't believe they charge for that.
Okay, I got you. And let's say, for example, I want to go and do some customization to the way the agent replies. I should just like go into click on the voice agent and just do some edits in there. That's it.
Yeah, so if you want to change how the voice agent is replying, you're going to do that in the prompt section. So there's going to be a large section of text on the left-hand side of the screen. Here, I'll share. Yeah, so you're just going to go in, and as you're going through this, oh, I shared the wrong screen by the looks of it. As you want to go in and just make edits to this prompt section here. So when I'm testing, a lot of the problems I face is it jumps to sending the booking link. I just keep going back in here and saying, like, do not send the booking link until you understand why the person's reaching out, things like that. So this is generally where you would control changing that. The only thing I would say is if it's doing something repeatedly, make sure in the prompt you're not already telling it to do that. In that case, you need to remove that portion of the prompt and then, enter how you want it to actually handle that situation. But you're doing all of that sort of in this section here.
Okay, understood. Understood. All right, I think that's it for my questions. Thank you for your response.
No worries.
Perfect. Olivia, I'm assuming I've just left your hand up there and I don't have another question. If I'm wrong, let me know. Richard, you got a question?
Yeah, sorry to be thick here, but I'm not understanding in this the content. Chat? Yeah, the content, where those templates are, because when I click on here, there's like 31 courses.
Right. Okay. Gotcha. So when it comes to, let me just clarify in terms of what it is that you're looking for, because templates can meet. We've got like different types of templates.
You have your $27 offer for like Plumbers that shows.
Right.
It has a screen that shows like all 6 offers, and then it breaks them down into each one with the wording and stuff. I'd like to use some of those because they're so fantastic when I'm, using it on my website or whatever for the.
So it sounds like you're signed in at content.scalecertified.com if you're seeing the course content. To see the actual HVAC templates, it's a bit confusing, but there's 2 different logins. So to see the actual templates, say for HVAC, you'd sign in at app.scalecertified.com, and that's going to take you to your GoHighLevel account, which will have those templates inside of it. And then to see the HVAC AI employees, those are going to be housed in the section called AI agents. And then the database reactivation campaigns, the review requests, the referral, those will be housed in a section called automations. But it sounds like currently, if you're seeing the course content, you're signed in at content.scalecertified.com. So I know it's a little bit confusing, but there's 2 separate logins for sort of the content portal in the.
I'm on the app now, so where do I go?
So if you're inside of your account in the app and you click AI agents, and you click to for example, to voice AI, if you want to see the voice AI agent, you're going to be initially shown a tab called Dashboard and Logs. Click to Agent List, and you'll see the agent template in there.
Okay. And that'd be the.
I think HVAC ends up under a funny name. I think it's under Mia, but the rest are usually labeled support.
I just have 4 that I have my carpet.
HVAC is under me.
Role play.
Sorry, Richard, can you repeat that?
Yeah, I just have like my old ones when I transferred my account over, like my old bots, my revenue AI assists. So
I think you have
one sec. Richard, what we'll do is I'll send you an email and we'll just reset. We'll have a look into the account ourselves and see what you can see in there. That way we can double check if maybe there's something going on in terms of like a glitch or something.
Richard, I think it's because you have multiple sub accounts. So if you look in your top left-hand side of the screen, you should see a gray thing that says click here to switch. Your newer sub account that you created through us when you submitted the GoHighLevel access form, that should have the templates inside of it. But I don't think they've been added to the sub account that you transferred over. But yeah, as
Okay, the Richard Bigelow one, not the Bigelow's Consulting.
yeah, I'm trying to remember which one's the newest one, but if you switch to another one, it
Is there a
should
way
have
to
the
get rid of the
templates.
old ones, or
Yeah, just send an email to customer support with the name of the sub account that you don't want.
because
And
Richard Bigelow's, you have it, but it's all good. Now I see all the different ones. Okay. And then if I want it for the other services like the reputation management, that's in reputation.
so the review request automations are actually in the automations, just because it's easier to have a variety of triggers within the automations tab. So they're actually housed in automations as
Okay,
well.
I understand that was in the one of my 3 sub accounts. Okay, gotcha. I'll figure that out. All right, thank you.
No worries.
All right, Zidane, do you have another question?
It's not a question. When we did the onboarding call, you said there will be like videos on how to structure the website to sell the services, and videos on how to present the service and stuff. Where can I access those?
And how to present the services. Oh, right. Okay. Yes. I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
maybe my email went to spam, actually. I'm having that trouble. Those are, I send 3 videos over,
To
and
me?
yeah, they might have gone to spam or something like that. I don't know. Maybe they disappeared. But basically,
You
it
just-
fast tracks your process to see if you're looking for them. Right. I'll just resend them for you.
Yes, please do that. Thank you.
No problem. No problem at all. I can do that. All right. All right. Are there any questions? Anyone have anything they wanted to ask? Feel free to ask just now. You can ask in the chat. You can unmute yourself. You can raise your hand in this meeting room. Any other questions that anybody has?
Question. So before, when I was on GoHighLevel, if I got stuck on something, I'd set up a Zoom call, and then they would, log in with me, and they'd show me, like how to add a box onto my web page or whatever. What is the best process to do that with you now? Because I'm using your GHL.
So basically, if you ever needed, so first of all, on the left-hand side of the GoHighLevel, the bottom left, you'll see a menu tab that says training and support. So what's in there is different to what's in the typical GoHighLevel stuff. We have a custom built section that has every walkthrough possible. So like if you want to connect a domain name, for example, it shows you click by click how to do so. So we have that in there as a first port of call. That if you ever, just a quick thing, if you ever needed, I wonder if they have that, it's most likely in there. Now, if you need more help, or if you want us to look at something, whatever the case is, you just send us an email or WhatsApp or whatever, whatever channel you please, and we'll look into it for you. We'll help you. We can go into the accounts, we can look at it, and if there's anything that's, say like today there was a glitch in GoHighLevel where it just had random issues, we can also speak to GoHighLevel. Now the big benefit of that is that a lot of the times, I think I'm not sure if I told you in a call, their frontline support can create more problems than they actually solve, because they often ask ChatGPT for the answer. We can kind of call that out. We know what the right answer and the wrong answer typically is, or what would work, what doesn't work. So we can basically streamline that process, get the answer, and then fix whatever the problem is with you and help you hold your hand to fix that, basically. So that's I'd say that's the port of calls when it comes to layers of support that we have.
Okay. So if I can't find it in there, just email Sarah.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. And we, as we said, we can always look into the account. We can see what the problem might be and so on.
As a just quick jump in, if you're reaching out for Sarah and I to be able to investigate the issue, if you just let us know what name the sub account is. So that's typically available, the business name that the sub account is under. and then the specific issue that you're experiencing. That way we can look into it. But for some people who have multiple sub-accounts, it can get a bit confusing about which one the issue is specifically in. So just for everyone, if you're reaching out to customer support, please supply the sub-account name. And then of course, when we speak to GoHighLevel, if it's a technical issue, that's the first thing they ask us for is the sub-account ID as well. So that just makes it easiest and fastest for us to make sure that you get help really quickly.
Awesome. So on the sub accounts question on there, so it looks like mine that says Richard Bigelow, it has like all your stuff, like all the templates and everything and all the things. But then when you go to Bigelow Consulting, it has all my stuff that I brought from my old GHL account. So do I just take stuff out of yours and copy it over to the Bigelow one? Or what's the, like if I want the temp, I'm making a example, like my webpage isn't on Richard Bigelow, it's on Bigelow Consulting. So I have to, if I want to take some of the templates and I'm making a page for plumbers on the Bigelow Consulting, I just copy that over from the Richard Bigelow one.
Yeah, and if there's anything like in bulk that you would like us to import over, so let's say you wanted the plumber snapshot imported into the one that was transferred over, we can load that. If you want the like full Agency Lab snapshot loaded into the existing transferred over one, just send an email to customer support and we can load that for you as well. So we can, if you want any of those specific templates loaded into it, we can easily load that as a snapshot.
Okay, that way I don't have to go back and forth and all that. Okay, I don't know. What would you suggest?
So the Agency Lab, the snapshot's quite well organized, but there is a lot of content, but it's probably easiest to just have all of the Agency Lab snapshot imported over into the account, and then you have everything and you can pick and choose. But if you're somebody that likes a very minimal sub account, so one that doesn't have a lot of things in it, then I would just say reach out and let us know the specific niche templates that you're looking for, and we can be more specific and targeted with what we load into the sub account.
Yeah, I think it'd be better to have it all in one spot. But all right, perfect. Thank you.
No worries.
All right. Daryl, go for it.
Yeah, Elisa, yeah, just to check, because I'm not on the Agency Lab, so I'm under an, let's say I need a specific snapshot to be loaded into my sub account, right? But I don't want to go through my own agency owner. So is there a route whereby I can give you my location ID and request for the snapshot to be directly sent to my sub account?
Unfortunately, GoHighLevel requires that all snapshots are loaded at the agency level, and we wouldn't have access into another agency's sub account. So unfortunately, in all cases where a snapshot needs to be loaded into a sub account, it would need to be sent to that specific agency owner to do so. So we do it a lot on our end where people, get snapshot links and they send it to customer support and we load it into their sub accounts for them. But we're not able to sort of do that or have any visibility into another GoHighLevel agency's account, which, for good reason. I don't think GoHighLevel wants everybody to see everybody else's account, but that does limit what we're able to do in terms of that.
Or because I saw somewhere whereby they say that you can say that you can directly quote that this is only specific for that particular location ID. That means no one else can access. Then this is another methodology. So I think if it's not possible, then it's okay because I read somewhere that there's another method whereby you can
restrict the location on it. The problem,
that means they code it. That means they make sure that this is goes to a specific sub account, and the rest of other people cannot actually read it. Then they send over.
That's right. But what Alyssa's saying though is that because if your GoHighLevel account is with another agency somewhere and you're a sub account for them, we can't put it into the account. You'd have to send it to the agency, who would then import it into your account for you. So we can't skip that part in the process. We can restrict the sub account. That's, I believe we can do location specific and such, or one-time use and things like that. But you would still have to send that to whoever has your GoHighLevel account under their agency.
Okay.
That's the one part. Yeah.
Thanks.
It's not a restriction on our end. Is that if you don't want to send it to them, they can't import it. It's just that's the one sticking block they have.
So the other thing is that last time the initially when we set up the AI legacy, right? It is the two knowledge the data knowledge database is actually split for the niches is actually split into half for two separate sub accounts. Now the new thing is that everything is loaded. They find into one snapshot . So is this changes and all this, I mean, ongoing when there's any changes, right? Is it updated in our manuals inside the specific instructions or not?
I mean, typically, the main issue was you wouldn't usually have. So, for example, the reason you'd have 2 AI employees is if you were to have, say, like for ours, like we've got 26, right? So we would have to have, previously we would have to have multiple sub accounts just to host all of that in, and there was a limit to how much we could put into one and send it to anyone. So it's a very niche problem to have. So it wouldn't be, we wouldn't have training on that because it's so niche. It's so like one out of 500 people would probably have that problem. But anything that happens like that, we always update as best we can. And this is where the workshops come into play, because that's where we update everything, right? Whenever there's new things that happen, the workshop's the place to be. And I know you're always on the workshop, so you'll be up to date with everything. But yeah, if there's anything like that, we'll always have it covered. But super niche like that, we probably wouldn't cover it, just because very, very few people would actually ever need that, because they wouldn't have as many. They would just have it in different sub accounts for different niches anyway.
Yeah. I'm just saying that they managed to do everything, overcome the restriction by putting everything, all the knowledge bases in one sub account, in one snapshot instead of 2 snapshots.
Yeah, that was like a GoHighLevel update.
No, that was I discovered. So when I was building out AI Legacy, obviously I reached the 15 knowledge bases. And I had to switch to another sub account, which resulted in the 2 snapshots. But I realized I could get around the 15 knowledge base limit by loading the snapshot. For some reason, GoHighLevel doesn't restrict you if you just add it via snapshot instead of creating it directly inside of the account. But what that means is if anybody has AI Legacy, the 26 niches, to create any additional knowledge bases, your account is just going to say you've hit your limit. So you do have to remove niches that you're not using. But, I think in many cases, you're going to have your key niches that you're targeting. And so cutting down to, the 15 niches that you actually plan to target versus the ones that you don't. And then if you delete one and you then, are like, oh, I want to now, target cleaning companies, just send customer support an email and they can give you a new snapshot to load into another sub account. So
okay. So if I exceed, because I noticed that I exceeded the number of knowledge database, then there's no Ask AI function. Is it because when you exceed the number of knowledge database knowledge, right, or niches, right, will it impact whether you can read you can use the Ask AI feature?
No, you can still connect them quite easily. They all exist in the account. The only issue is if you go to, let's say you wanted to create a new knowledge base from scratch for, a different niche or for your own business, for a client's business, etc. Then when you go into knowledge bases and you click to create a new knowledge base, it's going to tell you that you've reached your limit of 15, and it's not going to let you do it until you've deleted enough knowledge bases so that you're down to 14. Then you should be able to create the additional knowledge base. But you can still very much connect, if you have 26 knowledge bases in the sub account, you can still very much connect it to an AI agent, and you can still use it in AI Studio. It still exists as an entity in the sub account. It's just, then when you want to go and actually create a new one, that you're going to face the restrictions and have to cut back.
Okay, thanks a lot. Thanks.
No worries.
Thank you.
Perfect. And Richard's saying in the chat there, do you have a GoHighLevel agency to assist me in builds and done for you services that you recommend to help do the things needed in GoHighLevel? This is actually something we're considering, Richard, something that we can, because obviously the big problem you'll have is there'll be ideas and you've got to communicate it to external people that don't necessarily know what maybe is happening as accurately. So this is something we're actually looking at internally. If there's need for this, demand for this, we can set it up, because it's easy for us to do that, right? Because we've got all the systems, SOPs, everything already done. So yeah, we're looking into if we can do something like that. If there's demand for that, people would find that beneficial, let us know. And yeah, we can maybe make something happen.
The more you scale up and get bigger, you need help with all that. You can't do everything yourself,
Absolutely.
But there's a lot of the like Carp DM and a lot of the the ones in India, and then there's ones in Latin America. There's ones in Ireland. They're all over the world. So I didn't know if you guys dealt with somebody specifically you'd recommend.
No, we typically build everything ourselves. To be honest, that's how we do it. But yeah, I mean that's what we would. I don't have one that we recommend. We haven't used one, but as I said, if there's need for it, we can always figure out a solution for you.
Well, you better get on it. Jeez.
Will do.
All right, thanks.
No worries.
So in the conversation, don't you like offer some type of service when maybe we can hire one of your internal team members?
That's exactly what we're looking at. We're considering doing something like this where you can actually use the service, like use that like as a delivery service type thing. So we're looking at it logistically. We're trying to, obviously it's all about demand, right? If there's enough demand for it, then we can make it happen. Yeah, I mean, it's because obviously these things work based on volume, right? That's the benefit you get. So if we have the volume of enough people that want something like this, we can put it into action, and that way it can cover the cost of doing so, and we can make something like that happen. But yeah, so if there's stuff like that, let us know. We can always see what we can work out for you.
Yeah, I mean, I do understand the cost part, but since now you don't have like enough volume, you can just maybe offer like a separate pricing for it, where we can basically like hire it per task or per hour, instead of just going to find some random dude who we don't even know if he's good with his job or not. So we can just pay you, and you can assist us with one of your GoHighLevel experts.
Yeah, we definitely could. Yeah, definitely. If there's people that are interested in that kind of thing, just let us know, because we can put it into action.
All right, sounds great. Thank you.
All right. Any other questions, Alyssa?
I was just going to jump in. If there's something that's not for like a specific client, like if it's, you're looking for an automation that could benefit a niche, for example, or you're looking for something that could be used in different agencies that you're also looking for your own agency, we're always looking for ideas for templates to build and release into the agency lab. So as long as it's not something that's hyper specific, if there is something specific you're looking for, just send an email to customer support and we can investigate adding that to actually just being a template that we release into the agency lab. And then that way you don't even have to pay any extra money. It's just part of our regular releases. So but that's more if it's more of a general thing than specific client fulfillment, for example.
Yeah, I got it. No problem. I'll let you know if I got any ideas or something like this.
Perfect. Perfect. All right. Any other questions from anybody? Feel free to ask whatever it is you need. I think we've covered everything in the chat here. Any last questions? It can be about anything before we wrap up for the day. Anything at all? It's like I feel like an auctioneer here, right? Last call, or bartender, right? Last call. Anybody have any questions? No. No. No worries, Vince. I'll get that email over to you. I'm glad we managed to find you. it's been a battle. We've all been looking for you, Vince. But I'll reach out to you via email and let you know what to do. All right. Perfect. All right. Well, if there's no more questions, we'll wrap up the call for the day. And as ever, if you do have any questions as we progress, just let us know in the WhatsApp, email, whatever it is that you need. We'll take care of it. And yeah, thank you, Alyssa, for that in-depth training. We'll be releasing the recording of the training. It usually takes a recording of this length because of the screen share. Google usually takes a while to send me the recording, sometimes 7-8 hours to just send me the recording of it over. So whenever I do have that, I'll upload it, I'll send it out, and there'll be it'll all be there for you, whatever you need to watch that recording as well. And I'll post that in the WhatsApp. I'll also send it out via email too. All right. Well, thank you for coming, everybody. Thank you, Alyssa, for that training. You're welcome, Todd. Yeah, we'll wrap up the call, and I hope everybody has a good evening / rest of your day. Perfect. Thanks, everyone, for coming. I'm going to close the call down now. See you, everyone. See ya. See ya.